Welcome back to Screen Fiend. Welcome back to Screen Fiend. Now, let's get it in, good people. Let's get it in. Because one thing you guys should know. One thing. And that is the fact of the new Blade movie. That's right. Now, the new Blade film with Mahershala Ali. Now, what we might see is how we saw WandaVision. It might be a series, it might be a film, but from what I've heard, it is a movie. Now, here's the thing. Morbius, the living vampire, versus Blade is going to be an epic battle, an epic match, and the whole world is going to be in shock when that takes place. That's what they're working on. Mahershala Ali will do a great job as Blade. I don't think anyone will be disappointed in Mahershala Ali playing that part as Blade. Well, Blade is a vampire who ages as a human. He ages like a human, so Wesley could have still played him. But for what I told you, everything that went down on the Patreon were part of the reasons why they didn't. Well, it's not rated R because they're trying to draw in the younger crowd, the teenage crowd, the people. They don't want to exclude them, especially starting with a new character. Mm-hmm. Well, the teenagers, they want them to go because they're gonna want to watch it over and over again. The younger audience, and plus, this is something that's probably gonna be streamed, so it's not gonna be a lot of people running to the movies. We're seeing a lot of less and less movie theaters coming back. A lot of them have closed down completely. Movie theaters are open back up. Movie theaters are open right now. Yeah, so far the script is that's why they're kind of waiting to see what happened with the Morbius film. Because the script that they have is Blade end up fighting Morbius. Some AMC theaters are open. Then some are not. Blade's gonna kill the living vampire? I don't think so. The Daywalker versus the living vampire. I bet you everybody who talking that Mahershala Ali shouldn't be Blade talk won't be talking no time soon. I think it'll be pretty interesting because that's gonna set up a lot of things with Spider-Man, Venom, things in that realm, and you'll get to see Blade in kind of his own world. Morbius is kind of in his own world, but you start to see people in his world that relates to Spider-Man. Wes isn't too old to really play it. Wes could play the character. It's all what you read on the Patreon. Plus, if you're gonna go forward with the character, you don't want to get a 60-year-old man when you can have a 30-plus-year-old man play the role. Mahershala Ali is a great actor. He's great. The first time I've seen him, he played Remy Dent on House of Cards. That was the first time I ever seen him. Then he was in everything else I've ever seen produced. You're right, Jeremy. It's gonna be great. It don't have to be rated R to be good. I've seen a lot of rated R movies that sucked. Well, we'll see how this works, with the action scenes. People are judging it. Look at what they did. Every character they get, they didn't want Keaton to be Batman. Why do we have Michael Keaton as playing Batman? We got Mr. Mom. Mr. Mom is playing Batman. Michael Keaton, he's a comedian. He's not Batman. Now, Keaton was the best Batman ever. Why they gotta make the Joker again? Jack was great. Why are they doing the Joker again? He can't be better than Jack. All the people you wanted to see right? And now you love them. That's all it takes. Christian Bale was better than Keaton. Keaton only did 2. Batman, the second one, sucked. Bale, I would put second. Close for first. But I just think the Bale ones, they were better movies. It took all the silliness out of it. The first one, the Tim Burton's ones, they were good, but they were more silly. So it was more comic booky. But this was more like a drama fictional movie. Like you can go watch it. The Snyder Cut's not out yet. Unless they just released it early. But the Snyder Cut is comes out on Thursday. Then Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out on Friday. Ooh, somebody bumped Val Kilmer up there. All right. Oh, why would you put them on a team? You put George and Bale on the team? We all know George Clooney was the worst Batman in the history of Batman. Well, there's an early access that was done at least a couple weeks ago to certain people who are in the press and was chosen to watch it. The embargo was lifted so they could start doing reviews to it. So that happened, but it's not released to all of us until Thursday. See, out here I don't get the premieres anymore. They do like this stream thing where they get it access to code the stream. So out here, my connections is very little when it comes to that now, as far as the early premieres. I could email my boy who saw it, and he was not impressed. He was not impressed. He was just like, saw it. It's better than the last thing they put out, but you definitely feel the time. So I'm quite sure Stuckman got one. He probably got two in both holes. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. That video he put out, Jesus Christ. I still ain't gotten over that. Christian Bale does not want to play Batman anymore. He was only going to do it with Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan has now walked away from Warner Brothers because he does not want his films going exclusively to HBO Max. It's not what he wants to do. So he's walking away from his deal with Warner Brothers. He'll make his movie somewhere else. Well, I don't know how much is Warner Brothers, and oh yeah, it's Warner Brothers. You're right. See, the problem is it messes up DC. DC is its own company. Warner Brothers is separate. See, Marvel and Disney, they seem to have a better working relationship where Marvel is allowed to pretty much do what they want to do and Disney kind of stay out of their way. They'll put a couple of things in there like, hey, can you guys do this and this? Can y'all just insert that in and we're good? Warner Brothers are the type of people where they're just completely stupid. And everybody who works there is an idiot. They have no idea of anything about the comic book world. They don't know what to do with DC. DC would have the plan mapped out perfectly. They know what the people want to see, everything. And Warner Brothers say, can we just make a Superman movie where he's not flying, he's just, in a relationship, just him and Lois, that's what the people want to see. So they ended up with the TV show Lois and Clark, right? Then you have Smallville, where he's not in the suit. But Smallville worked. That works for television. That does not work for motion pictures. Nobody want to get dressed up and go to the movies to see Superman love issues. I've been having these memories of us when we first met, Lois. So now they tried to mimic Lois and Clark and bring this back with Superman and Lois. I'm like, that's nothing but Lois and Clark. So, Superman movie that we never got. The script was amazing, but we never got to see it play out. Superman Returns was the first of 3 films. Man of Steel, and then the last one, Superman Forever. We never got those Superman movies. Three titles. 3 scripts were written. We had the one introductory when we had New Krypton thrown into space. Superman threw New Krypton into space. It was floating around in our galaxy. It started growing and became the size of a planet, and it started orbiting the sun, and it was known as New Krypton. Brainiac found it and made it his new home base. Man, I don't know. I ain't been in the car since then, man. I'm scared to get back in there with that ladybug. I don't know what that ladybug was doing here. I'm like, where could you have come from? Now, Krypton was great. The problem is the networks, it was on the wrong network. They had no place for it on their network. They had the wrong time slot. And I think it was on WGN or something. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. So, like I said, DC, it's not really DC's fault. It's just a lot of people in there they got to answer to. And they are all hands-on. Warner Brothers is so hands-on with everything that they basically are running everything. And DC is just tied to them like, screw it. People at DC, they know what to do, but they can't understand why these things are happening in the succession that they're happening in. I mean, Zack Snyder is he's good at making action scenes. He's not really good at making the movies are too dark. He don't make it where it's fun for the children to watch it. He doesn't make everything exciting for them to be vested. If you watch Batman versus Superman, that should have been something that the kids were invited in. The movie is too damn dark. Oh, what's up, Know the Ledge? Thank you, because that's all I'll be able to afford. After YouTube take their cut, I appreciate it. Don't Know the Ledge. Yeah. He said all Snyder movies take place on a shitty Tuesday afternoon. I know. I mean, you can see, I don't want to say that, but his daughter committed suicide. Maybe they have a family thing when it comes to depression, because all of his movies are like that. But they're dark. All Snyder movies are dark. Now, he screwed up Justice League. I mean, not the Justice League, but they screwed up Suicide Squad. But I like the Suicide Squad. I thought they did it great. The only thing they didn't do was have the Joker be the villain in the end. But I think the setup was amazing. I didn't know what people were talking about. I'm like, this movie's bad. What the hell do you mean? I like that the witch ended up, and the way the Enchantress ended up being the villain they end up having to fight, because she's advertised as one of the Suicide Squad people. Then she turns out being the person they had to battle. That was dope because nobody saw that coming when they went to the movies. And the way she would turn to the Enchantress. Enchantress. Oh, I like the Joker's look. He looked like the Joker once he took over the town. He became a gangster. See, this lines up, the Suicide Squad movie lines up with the end of the Dark Knight movie. They lined up together. Harley Quinn helped him escape and break him out. Harley Quinn always had a big mouth. That's her job. She was the one that talked. My man, Captain Boomerang, baby. No, Joker was ruthless. He had took over everything. He had wiped out the mobs. The Joker had took over the town. So he was ruling from underground. I haven't seen recast T'Challa, and it's too soon to talk about recasting T'Challa. You know, he's getting ready to win an Oscar. He just won the Golden Globes. He's going to win an Oscar for his performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Who is John Courtney? He's like, who did John Courtney sleep with? He's terrible. Oh gosh, I'm bad with names. Is that Captain Boomerang? Captain Boomerang! Man, leave him alone. He's just been in a lot of bad movies. When he was in Terminator Genesis, if somebody said, look, he was in the big movie Divergent, he wasn't a big part of Divergent, but he was in it. Divergent made a lot of money, did well. They put him in Terminator. I mean, he was in Die Hard after that. A Good Day to Die Hard. He did Divergent. Those two movies, they was like, well, Divergent was good, Die Hard was terrible. So they put him in Terminator Genesis. And oh Lord, he was god awful in Die Hard as John Connor's robotic son. So they put him in Terminator Genesis, and he should have just been a Terminator because he was just terrible in that movie. He was, I mean, His acting skills is not that great, but when he played Captain Boomerang in Suicide Squad, he was great. And I think they bringing him back again. Everybody's been raving about Cyborg from critics and stuff, sending me emails like Cyborg shines in the new Justice League. They probably added all of the scenes that Warner Brothers wanted cut out of the original film anyway. Because they don't want the central, focus to be around the black character, right? Warner Brothers. Welcome to the WB. You thought Terminator Genesis was good? God, what is this? This is awful. Well, Cyborg is very important, and he's actually one of the most powerful members in the Justice League. It's just that the Justice League movie that you've seen that was out, they didn't highlight him. They didn't give him an arc. They weren't really focused on him, even though he was the most important piece they had. Because he's part of the mother box. Happy birthday, Sean. We all have family in the South. They made Teen Titans movie, and it was good. So you telling me Michael Keaton's Batman was not better than Christian Bale's Batman? No, they were better movies. But Keaton was a better Batman. Batman Returns is the GOAT. Batman Returns to me was the biggest waste of opportunity I've ever seen in my life. That movie was all over the place. I just watched that recently and I was like, I can't believe I watched this movie. And I probably watched it one time and never watched it again. Yeah, he looked, I mean, the casting was great. Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Perfect. Like all they casting was perfect. The makeup, Tim Burton, everything is black and gray with him. So he could have just put Edward Scissorhands in there. It wouldn't have messed up the movie at all. Not as Batman. I think people kind of forget. Here's a very interesting question I gotta ask you guys. What was the best movie out of the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy? Which one was the best to you? Andre Lowry, we got to put you in timeout. If we say the Christopher Nolan trilogy and you come in and say the second one and don't know the name of it, you should be ashamed of yourself. If I go back and watch them all, the best one, really, is Batman Begins. I'm going to tell you right now, that is the best one probably made. Period. That is the best Batman movie probably ever made. I watched Batman Begins, and people don't like. A lot of people don't watch Batman Begins. They're like, it was no villain at the end. They were trying to stop a train. I said, no, you missed every bit of that movie. It was about the becoming of Batman. It was about Ra's al Ghul. It was about everything. This is about Batman. This is how he became Batman. I'm like, this is the essence of the transformation. It's not about him just falling in a cave and then he sees some bats and now he's Batman. It's not that. This was a classic, epic movie from beginning to end. The transformation from bratty rich kid to now he has to grow up and be a man, and the fallback of learning about what happened to his parents and everything else, and he's gone from being a destructive kid. You see Alfred in a way where he has to try to get him under the wing, where he's to care for him, and he's his ward. So it's a lot of arcs in that movie, where the other movies, they kind of didn't have those arcs, but they were great. Now, the only drawback I have with Dark Knight is Harvey Dent. They tried to incorporate the Harvey Dent and how he's becoming Two-Face and incorporate that scene and him, that little sideshow thing. That didn't need to be there. The Harvey Dent thing was in the way. Well, you got to realize the Joker has different personalities. There's different sides of him. The You saw Jack is hilarious and funny. The Jack Nicholas version, that was the homicidal maniac. That guy was homicidal. He loved guns. He loved shooting people. He was just a homicidal maniac, and he just that was his thing. He liked to have fun, but kill people in the process. Then you had Heath Ledger's Joker. He was an arsonist. He just loved to see things burn. That's why he kept blowing things up. He kept explosions and fires, and he set all the money on fire. He just wanted to see things burn. He was the arsonist. Then you had the other Joker. And what was he? A ruthless gangster. Three different sides of the Joker. Yep. Okay, young DZ. Don't come in here when the Blade movie come out and be like, and everybody liking it, and you're gonna be one of them like, man, this is off the chain. But you're like, no, I still want to see West though. I know, but man, they shouldn't recast. They gotta recast. You can't have West running around here at 60 some years old being doggone Blade for three movies. They're looking at three movies. That's 9 years, bro. That's 9 more years. What's to be 70 out here trying to throw kicks? I would like to see West do a cameo. Why does a movie have to be R rated to be good? Blade don't need to be R rated to be good. Blade wasn't great because it was R rated. The only reason it was R rated before is because it was on New Line Cinema. Now that it's on Disney, the only thing already they're gonna allow is a movie that's already made $100 some million being an R-rated movie, Deadpool. So the fans was already accustomed to that being a R-rated movie. Blade was R-rated because nobody gave a damn about it, and it was on New Line Cinema. New Line Cinema does not exist anymore. It does not mean it's gonna be watered down. I've seen PG-13 movies be just as violent and it's cursing and everything. See, PG-13 just means you can't curse all throughout the movie. I think you're allowed two F words. They got like a list. You can say it, you can say a, you can cut off an arm. It's just you could do things in a PG-13 movie that you normally couldn't do back when it was like rated R and rated G. New Line been out of business. Oh yeah, when Blade come out, I'm telling you, they're working to give you Morbius versus Blade. They're waiting on the Morbius movie to come out. So that's Sony's. The thing is that that's Sony. So just like they did with Spider-Man, Sony is going to work in partnership with this Blade so that they can get Morbius in there. And Blade versus Morbius is going to be the battle. New Line is restructured. The old company of New Line Cinema, New Line Warner Brothers is what the new name is after they reconstructed it. But New Line Cinema is no more. It's basically something new. It's just like Def Jam Records when they became the Def Jam Music Group. You know, it wasn't Def Jam no more. But people just remember Def Jam, so they kept with the name. It was something else entirely. Well, everybody seemed to have forgot that Venom 2 is right around the corner also. And you're gonna get Carnage. Venom 2, There Will Be Carnage is out. And Woody Harrelson is playing that character. So they're getting ready to get that up and rolling, and people are forgetting about it. So when Venom 2 comes along, I have no idea what you're talking about, Sean. I think on your birthday, you just got too old in 1 year. One day, you just turned to 100 years old. Hey, I can't stand that Marvel. They didn't date everything from the kids. I'm like, you didn't like Avengers Endgame? You didn't like Infinity War? You didn't like Civil War? What planet was you on? Oh no, they're gonna have Eminem. He's gonna be right there on the soundtracks. They keep him going. They keep him paid. They gonna make sure Eminem is on some soundtrack, screwing up somebody's song or messing it up with some alternative rock crap. Cause I'm in Venom. I'm back. I'm Venom. Now I'm Carnage. Because I'm now I'm Carnage. Feel like these walls are closing in. Carnage is around me again. And ain't nobody want to touch me. You ain't got to put a baby in grabbing. And I swear to God, if guns come up, I'm a god rod. We can't deal with this Venom. Well, everybody deal when I'm spinning. I'm trying to, HD. I'm trying. Thanos was underused. Dude, what movie was you watching? Infinity War was nothing but Thanos. shadows. What is this? Oh my goodness, man! I have not. Are you trolling right now? That's what I'm saying. Is it a panic attack or something Eminem be having when he be rapping now? He know he ain't rapping no more. He know he just sold out to the money. He said, forget rap, I'm done. Then he want to blame us for his sucking. Well, y'all didn't like no more when I was rapping. Y'all said it sucked, and now I'm guess what? So I said, I'm like, I don't care what you talk about. And he's just all alternative now. It's like, dude, you know what you doing. Well, of course you alternative now. No, we don't like what you doing. You ain't rapping for nothing that the people who would buy your records for. You ain't making it for us. You making it for some other folks. And y'all can go and spit Venom. They can't do nothing about Venom. So, but that's your man. That's your man. I'm out.